So your discipline is like effed up. What do you do? Well, firstly, don't feel guilty about it. It happens to everybody. You got yourself in a negative cycle, so it's fine. You get out, my friend. I used to have terrible discipline. Literally wanted to do something, but I couldn't ever make myself, or I would never even start for days or weeks or months at a time. And when I finally got around to working out, reading, working on my business, I just wouldn't stick to it for more than a few days. And I see that this is a common problem with the people in my community and the calls I have taken with people. But here is the thing. Now, I don't miss a workout anymore. I don't stop working when it's tough. I don't hesitate for 2 days or 2 hours before actually doing anything. I just get my ass up and handle the task at hand immediately. And guess what? I stay consistent with it. I don't quit, I don't stop, and I don't get tired. Listen, I'm a very practical, no BS kind of guy. I've saved myself from wasting my life, and I've saved others from doing so, and I'm currently saving others. This is not going to be a flashy Mr. Beast edited video, but I will give you, and I promise you this, I will give you amazing tips that you can implement today to actually change your discipline. And I can personally vouch for these tips because I've used them on myself and on other people. I know a lot of videos in this space are sort of bullshit, and I hope I can give you something helpful and practical today, but you have to have the discipline to actually watch it, even though it's not a Mr. Beast hyper edited video. The first tip I want to give you is to just learn what actual discipline is. Okay? Discipline, according to science, it's located in the anterior mid-cingulate cortex. That's where willpower is. You can watch the Huberman podcast for more boring information. But basically, discipline means that you use this part of your brain to overpower the other part of your brain that tells you to do not the things you actually wanted to do. So for example, you don't feel like working out, you don't want to work out, but you get your fat ass up out of the chair, you put on your shoes, and you visit the gym. And that's discipline. You don't want to eat the glazed donut after the workout, and as much as it's enticing, you tell yourself, no, I'm not gonna eat that, and then you don't eat it. And that's discipline. You don't wanna scroll YouTube for 5 hours while you're putting in work. You don't wanna open the YouTube tab and waste time with my videos. So of course, you close YouTube and you start working, and that's discipline. So now that you know what discipline is, how do you actually improve it? Well, step 2 is practice. Practice, actual practice. Yes, how do you improve on pull-ups? Well, you do more pull-ups, more workouts with pull-ups. How do you improve your focus during work? You do focused work. You keep focusing on work. So if you want to improve anything, basically you just have to practice it. And I know this is very basic advice so far, but listen, I want to give you something special. Firstly, it takes time to actually practice discipline. So don't blame yourself. Don't guilt trip yourself every time you fail. If you're actually trying to put in the work and you're failing, congratulations, you're developing discipline. It looks like this. You kind of have to look inconsistent for a while before you can be consistent. Also, the second thing is hold yourself accountable to a schedule. And I know, this is basic advice. You've heard it before. Create a schedule. Yeah, great. Do you have a schedule right now? Did you sit down last night to design a schedule for the day? If the answer is no, you're failing productivity, you're failing discipline. Because discipline is about holding yourself accountable to a certain standard. And if you don't set the standard with a schedule, you don't have a standard. And so when the tough times come, you make some type of excuse, and then you're fine with that excuse because you don't have a standard. And so how are you going to develop discipline if every time you're fine with the excuses? Instead, you create a schedule, you hold yourself accountable to this schedule, and that's your standard. And of course, the schedule has to be realistic. But that's how you improve discipline. If you ask me how I improved my discipline, it was this, creating a schedule and just following it day after day after day. But let's get into more advanced steps. So step 3 is to do hard shit. Listen, David Goggins, you know David Goggins, the crazy guy, the crazy military guy with the world records and the most disciplined man on earth pretty much. Yeah, he became this way. He was not born this way. He became this way through rigorous practice of doing hard stuff. So hard stuff for him was going in the military, working out, doing marathons, doing all these world records. That's David Goggins. Now, how you can apply this to your life without spending your whole life going to the military is by doing hard stuff in your day-to-day life, which is taking cold showers. One, you have a shower anyway, so why don't you just make it cold? That really helps your discipline. And also working out, because when you work out and you push your set to the max, it hurts. I personally can say that I hate each and every workout I do. I like working out, but I actually hate my actual workouts because literally I just cringe when I even think of the pain. When I think of the pain of like maxing out each time, like look at my veins. Do you really think you get these veins when your workout is relaxed? You don't. It sucks. At least I actually have muscles for it. But the point I'm making is that this is how you develop discipline. I do these workouts a lot because of discipline as well. I don't need to do so many workouts to maintain my shape. So if you do daily like cold showers and working out, I'm telling you, you're gonna start seeing rapid increases in your actual discipline in real life. Now, next step 4 is to accept the pain as a natural part of life, because your attitude towards pain really determines your discipline. Because what is discipline? Discipline is just overcoming the pain. You have to do something, it's painful, but you overcome yourself and you do it anyway. So your attitude towards this pain that you feel is very important. And I need you to change that, because if you have this victim mentality where you're all like, oh, life is so difficult, I have to work out and working out sucks and there's gonna be all this pain. If you have this mentality, you're not actually going to be disciplined, because, well, how would you want to be disciplined if you say that to yourself? Of course, nobody would want to be disciplined this way. But if you tell yourself, you know what, there's gonna be all this pain in working out, but I'm gonna get ripped, I'm gonna look better, this pain is actually gonna develop my discipline, improve my character as a person, well, suddenly working out becomes worth it. And now you wanna be disciplined, now you wanna do it. So every time you get pain in your life, accept it for what it is, because it's a natural part of life. There is no joy without the pain, and this is literally scientifically proven. You can look it up. But life sucks, and it will always suck. My whole life has sucked. It sucked from ever since I was born. I was born and I wasn't even breathing when I was born. I had social anxiety throughout my whole teenagehood. I had suicidal depression. Then I got out of high school with my teenagehood basically completely ruined because of social anxiety and depression. And then I get into like life and I work this shitty job and I'm going to a university I don't even want to go to, and I feel terrible about everything. I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know what to do with my future. I quit the jobs. I fail for a bunch of years. I just feel terrible about myself. I'm not realizing my ambitions. I don't know what to do. And then by some miracle, I find out what to do. But then for a whole year, which is this business, this is what I want to do, I fail for a whole year, like to actually get it together or like make money. And then I find an amazing girl and I finally succeed. But then like the girl leaves me because apparently I'm not successful enough. And that's life. That's life. It just sucks. Pain after pain after pain. I want to tell you, you're not alone. You're not unique. All our life sucks. Everybody gets the pain. The people who look most positive and who do the most in this life, who are most disciplined, are the people who accept this pain. Accept this pain as something that makes you stronger, not something that makes you weaker. And this leads us on to the 5th step. Reframe your mindset to always be positive. So whatever negative stuff happens to you in your life, reframe it to be positive, because hope is the greatest motivator. Having hope towards something, I cannot explain you. This is the difference between being lazy and being motivated. If you don't have hope that what you are disciplined towards can actually succeed, if you don't have that genuine hope, you're never gonna be disciplined. You're never actually gonna want to do it. If I didn't have hope that this video or my videos in the future could actually succeed to the level I want them to, I wouldn't make them. And in fact, I've had periods in which I haven't had hope, but I made the videos. So you need to reframe your mindset to always be positive. And for example, like something terrible happened to me recently. My girlfriend left me out of the blue, you know, I'm in love, I'm crazy about this girl, and she just leaves me. And she doesn't even like have the respect of telling me she leaves me. She just writes me a bunch of hostile things in chat and then ignores me and then again, and then that's it. And, you know, I'm alone, and I've not even had the respect. I've been thrown out like a dog, even though I loved her like a lot. She just threw me out like a dog. And so you can imagine how painful that is for me. You know, I'm just glossing over it, but it's extremely painful. But I told myself a bunch of things, you know, to be disciplined, because I knew I cannot fall in a rut, I cannot be lazy, I have to be disciplined, I have to actually be productive. And so I told myself, you know, I reframed my mindset. Initially I was negative, of course I was negative. Something bad had happened in my life, but I reframed my mindset. I said, you know what, this is an opportunity to find the right woman. She wasn't right for you. And also I told myself, you know what, you'll prove everybody wrong. This will be an amazing story, because now if you succeed, it's like, well, told you so. So yeah, I'm glossing over it, like I'm really speaking like about a few things, but this was genuine work you have to do to reframe your mind. So you have to sit down and tell yourself this thing. You have to speak to yourself until your mindset is positive again, and then you can continue being disciplined, which I have been. So step 6 is to find a purpose to your life, because the stronger the motivation, the stronger the action you take, the more discipline you actually have. But if you don't have strong motivation, then you have no reason to be disciplined. So if you have two people who want to work out, but one person wants to work out because the doctor has said if they don't work out, they'll literally die, whereas the other person wants to work out because, well, maybe I want to get abs for the summer. Who's going to be more consistent with working out? Who's going to be more disciplined? Of course, this person, because he has a stronger purpose to why he works out. So this is the same for you. If you want to be disciplined every day with your whole life, if you want to have perfect schedules and perfect days every single day, or as close as possible to that, you want to create a life vision. And this life vision needs to be attached to what you do every single day, so that way you have to be disciplined, or you're failing your literal life vision. And I have a life vision, and I'd rather die than not achieve this life vision. I would literally rather die. And that may sound extreme, and it is extreme, but this is what keeps me disciplined. The reason I'm capable of completing 1,000 workouts, sacrificing all this stuff so I can run my YouTube channel, try to run my business, try like 50 times and fail, and keep going and keep trying again and again and again, and just be this crazy guy. The reason I can do this, even though I failed way more times than I succeeded, the reason I can keep going is because I have a life vision. If I do not achieve this life vision, I would rather not live. I would rather not live. And that may sound extreme to you, but this is what it takes to be disciplined. This is what disciplined people do. They're so obsessed over their purpose, what they want to achieve, that they would rather die. And if you have this type of commitment, congratulations, you'll be disciplined. So how do you find this commitment? Well, there isn't any specific tip. Just commit to something. Commit to something. Look at yourself in your life and tell yourself, do I really want to be a loser and have terrible discipline and do nothing with my days? Or do I want to commit to fulfilling my potential in life? And if I want to commit to fulfill my potential in life, what does that look like? So create a life vision of what that looks like on a journal or somewhere, and then follow that until you're dead or you're successful. And that's how you'll be disciplined. Step 7 is to not use discipline. Ha! I bet you didn't expect that one. But willpower, discipline, is actually very limited. Like, you don't have infinite amount. If you keep working and working, like let's say you wake up and you work the whole day and you try to focus like 14 hours, eventually your willpower runs out, you lose focus, and you cannot focus anymore, and you cannot force yourself to do anything, and you end up doing the easiest thing, which is just taking a nap or doing some type of bad habit. And this is what happens to you probably right now. So you're using too much willpower. This is what I've noticed with every person I've spoken to. You don't enjoy your days, and because you don't enjoy your days, you're only doing them on discipline. Because you're only doing them on discipline, you end up being inconsistent because discipline cannot carry productivity. So instead of doing that, why don't you do things and design a life you genuinely enjoy? Why don't you actually live a life you genuinely enjoy? Why don't, on a day-to-day basis, you tell yourself to do stuff that you actually want to do? Because if you did that, you wouldn't have to use so much discipline. And the way you do that is by, once again, creating a life vision. When you have a life vision, you figure out, okay, what do I need to do to achieve this life vision? And then you fill up your day only with tasks that you actually want to do, that actually progress you. And then when you actually want to do them, you don't have to use discipline so much. So if you don't want to study, because studying is not part of your plans, and you maybe don't even have plans, then of course it's going to be a little bit difficult to actually motivate yourself, and you're going to have to use discipline each time, and you're going to run out and you're going to be inconsistent. But if studying is part of your future, your life vision, and you genuinely believe that studying will progress you, you don't have to use discipline to study anymore, because now it's part of your life. Now, if you're serious about developing discipline and becoming consistent so you can change your life for the better, click the link in the description and you'll find a community which is all about preventing procrastination and becoming consistent with your work. It's literally free and it's life-changing. I promise, like, I'm not a scammer, I genuinely can change people's lives. I've seen it. So I've genuinely helped a lot of people. So if you want to be the next person, if you're serious about being consistent and actually achieving your goals and improving your life consistently without wasting time, this is the best place. Like, I'm going to dominate this market. I'm going to destroy all my competition by becoming the best at this. I'm going to literally make it so good. And right now it's really good. Like, it's better than most people. So click the link if you want to change your life. Thanks for watching this video. Bye.